Toujours un plaisir de vous savoir fort nombreux à regarder nos programmes. Des lights de ce jour déroule le tapis à Rita MAKANG. Morning.
Good morning, Mohamed.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
C'est un plaisir de vous avoir sur ce plateau.
Thanks for having me
Alors,
on this
que
set.
disent les journaux, Rita MAKANG?
Yes, today the newspapers are once more talking about the scandal of the COVID-19 funds. We had a number of ministers and providers who have been heard actually at the audit bench of the Supreme Court, and the newspapers are again talking about these COVID-19 funds, which were instructed by the head of state, and now will certainly continue with the hearings of ministers today at the audit bench of the Supreme Court.
Alors, on prend plaisir à vous regarder feuilleter les pages de ces journaux.
Effectively, Mohamed and Nana, ladies and gentlemen, follow the press review just after this quick transition. Thanks for watching Tabloids of this Monday, May 24th, 2021. The topic was already making headline news last week. The COVID-19 funds is once again treated by most of the newspapers. This Monday, Emergence newspaper, for example, says COVID gate, everyone must answer for their actions, according to the bilingual news daily. The audit bench of the Supreme Court and the Special Criminal Court must determine the responsibilities of each and every one while avoiding political disputes. La Nouvelle, on its part, tells us that 145 providers summoned at the Special Criminal Court. The paper tells us that they are expected today, as well as some ministers at the Special Criminal Court. COVID-19 funds, L'Anecdote newspaper is talking about revelations becoming precise around 12 ministers. According to the paper, fictitious delivery, embezzlement of public funds, overbilling are amongst other issues the responsibility of some ministers, according to the audit bench of the Supreme Court. Scandal in the management of a COVID-19 fund. The Star newspaper reports that the Supreme Court unravels massive fraud. According to the Star newspaper, the country is faced with the scandal over the management of the Special National Solidarity Fund for the fight against coronavirus and its repercussions that was created by the presidential order of June 3, 2020 and fixed at 180 billion francs CFA. According to the Star newspaper, political pundits in the likes of Honorable Jean-Michel Ninja of the Social Democratic Front Party and many other informed. The paper says that several billions of francs, CFA francs, have been stolen. On to diplomacy with Cameroon Tribune newspaper, the national bilingual news daily today headlines: consultation continues between Cameroon and Nigeria. The minister delegate to the Nigerian Minister of Foreign Affairs, Zubairu Dada, was received in audience last Friday by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Biya. Cameroon Tribune tells us that the minister carried a message from his president, Muhammadu Buhari. Let's stay with Cameroon Tribune newspaper, which is talking about AFCON 2021 infrastructures and headlines. CAF expresses satisfaction. According to the paper, a joint delegation of CAF FIFA has been visiting sites earmarked to host the competition while at the Mfandena Stadium in Yaoundé and later at the Rumdeaja Stadium in Garoua. The experts sounded upbeat on what they saw. They will be at the Olembe Stadium today, May 24th, 2021. Let's have l'Indépendant newspaper in the same line. Today says there is a danger on the AFCON construction site. According to the paper, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Celestine Kechakotes, who is the contracting authority for the rehabilitation of access roads and other AFCON infrastructures, challenges the authority of the Prime Minister, head of government, by abusively ending the contract of ACA Grupo Sieca SA in favor of Razel. In vain, Prime Minister Joseph Dion Gouté instructed the cancellation of this violation at a moment where a CAFT inspection mission is in the country. Let's now talk about the partnership that exists between the church and the army. On today's edition of Le Quotidien newspaper, funded by the Yaoundé Archdiocese and constructed by the Military Engineering Corps, the St. John the Baptist Church Olezwa is a symbol of this partnership between the church and the army. The Metropolitan Archbishop of Yaoundé, His Lordship Jean Barga, in the presence of the ministry delegates at the presidency in charge of defense, Joseph Bitia Somo, on Saturday, May 22, presided over the ceremony of retrocession and consecration of the St. John the Baptist Church Olezwa and its residential annex. Deplorable state of the Bamenda Babajou Road. The Guardian Post today informs us that the economic and social consequences are alarming. According to the daily newspaper, there is no gainsaying the fact that the vexing state of the 37 kilometers Bamenda Babajou Road has remained among the priority problems crippling the restive northwest region, but in recent times the road has further degraded to unimaginable level, ruining fortune with consequences on the entire nation. Read this story on today's edition of the Guardian Post newspaper. Onto this sad note, Honorable Emilia Monjowa Lifaka lay to rest. The Median today tells us that the nation bids farewell to a selfless politician. According to the Media newspaper, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Emilia Monjowa Lifaka, who doubled as the President of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, was Saturday laid to rest in her Bojongo Boya native land. This was after a funeral ceremony organized in her honor at the Mbongo Square in Boya. In other news, and let's end our press review today with Eco Santé, which unveils the performances of the Nilon District Hospital in Douala. According to the paper, 7 months after its official commissioning, Dr. Romiad Henchoya has made a number of achievements to ensure the well-being and security of patients. According to the daily newspaper, the director of this district hospital has as priority the care of mothers and their children, and of course, the treatment of infectious diseases. And that's it for today's edition of Tabloids. Thank you for being with us. I invite you to get a copy or 2 copies of the newspapers. Stay tuned to our programs.
Merci Rita MAKANG, excellente journée à vous. Adélaïde, nous vous servons une tasse chaude d'informations. Le deuxième journal de ce matin interviendra à 7 heures. L'occasion vous sera donnée d'étancher votre soif d'informations. Une présentation de Baldwin Sama. Je vous retrouve juste derrière.